Hello and welcome to the Narc Alert, the channel where we look at YouTubers and others to see if they demonstrate any traits that fall within the spectrum of narcissistic personality disorder or NPD. These videos are for fun and entertainment purposes only, strictly my opinion, and remember, please don't send any snark to our possible narcs. So key points to remember: messy fun and not a diagnosis. Hello my lovely alerts and welcome back to the Narc Alert. Well, in today's video I thought we'd take a look at the very hot topic of Baby Reindeer and Martha Harvey. Baby Reindeer is like taking a plunge into Donnie's turbulent world. It's not just a show about stalking. It's a gripping narrative that peels back the layers of trauma and resilience. It's based on real-life experiences, and it delves into the complexities of abuse and its aftermath. He works in a pub, which is where he and Martha first meet, and he also has aspirations as a stand-up comedian. He was simultaneously being groomed and abused by a man in the entertainment field, with promises of helping him advance as a comedian. As the story unfolds, we see Donnie's life become intertwined with Martha's stalking and manipulation, which drastically alters his perception of himself and the world around him. This trauma deeply affects Donnie's mental health, relationships, and sense of self-worth, leading to a journey of self-discovery and healing. It's a tangled web of fear and validation and manipulation, and it's hard to look away. And then there's episode 6, where Donnie finally confronts his demons in a raw and powerful emotional speech. These moments hit hard, and they have everlasting impact. But today we want to take a closer look at Martha Harvey. Martha is a complex character that delves into the intricacies of mental health and its intersection with abusive behavior. Martha demonstrates traits of many different mental diagnoses that we are not equipped to diagnose, but she also shows us traits that are very similar to traits that fall within narcissistic personality disorder. She's portrayed as a stalker who not only instills fear in Donnie, but also manipulates him through compliments and love bombing and attention. This portrayal sheds light on the psychological dynamics of abuse. From a mental health perspective, Martha's character highlights the nuances of personality disorder and how they can manifest in harmful behaviors. Her obsessive and erratic actions toward Donnie not only showcase her own mental struggles, but also the impact it has on those around her, and it emphasizes for a greater understanding of mental health issues and their effects on behavior. Martha Harvey indeed displays traits that could be associated with narcissistic personality disorder, although a definitive diagnosis would require a comprehensive assessment by a mental health professional. As it is very difficult to use Netflix clips without being copy-claimed, we're going to take a look at the Piers Morgan interview with the real Martha to see some behaviors and characteristics that align with narcissistic personality disorder. Grandiosity. Believing that your attention and compliments are invaluable.
I thought it was me they were depicting 5 years ago because of this MP's wife stalker article that had been a number done on me by the Sunday Mail 25 years ago when I was going for Donald Du's parliamentary seat. So I had a vague idea then. The Daily Mail then approached me on the Wednesday, 2 weeks ago. So sort of 2 weeks tomorrow. But 2 weeks ago, if you see what I mean, and told me that I was getting death threats online, that I'd been outed as Martha, there were TikTok videos.
She is referring to a case from the year 2000, in which it is alleged that after being fired from a job, she went on to stalk her former employer. After being dismissed, she made a series of threatening phone calls and even turned up at the woman's house. As well as this woman, the Scottish Daily Record accused her of harassing the former First Minister of Scotland, Donald Dewar. People could not believe it when she tried to put herself up as a candidate for Scottish Parliament and Westminster. She then went on to declare that this was all a smear campaign.
I was in for a meal with a drink of lemonade, and I was very, very hungry. I'm diabetic, so very hungry. So that's
And did you
true.
talk to him?
He interrupted a conversation. There was another barman there, and he said, "Oh, you're Scottish," and basically commandeered the conversation. I was talking to somebody. It's pretty rude to interrupt. So he seemed to be obsessed with me from that moment onwards.
I mean,
A need for admiration. She craves attention and admiration and uses compliments and flattery.
what do you hope to achieve in this interview?
I came on your show because you're a veteran broadcaster. I think you'll give me a fair hearing. You were persecuted yourself not so long ago. So that's why I've chosen this show. I'm milking it for all they're worth. It was the right time to abuse someone on all over social media and all over, basically somebody who's not from Loveyland, not from Theatreland, just abused me all over the newspapers. They're happy with themselves.
What do you feel about Richard Gadd?
I think he's psychotic, and I think that anyone going along I find the behaviour outrageous.
He says the whole thing started because he felt sorry for you, and that's why he befriended you.
Your staff said that to me in the waiting room. This is a lot of nonsense. I've got lots of friends.
What did you talk to him about?
It was just Holly Arms banter. It was
like what? What kind of thing?
What you're going to do with your life, or career stuff. Sort of. And I thought he was a stand-up show.
But is it possible he was under the impression that he felt sorry for you?
No, I never got that impression at all. I got the impression that he was all out for himself, wanted to sort of control that bar, very, very inarticulate, very full of himself.
Lack of empathy. She shows a lack of empathy for feelings and boundaries and disregards Donnie's discomfort and fear.
Have other people from the pub contacted you?
Nobody's contacted me
No one at all?
about this at all, apart from the media, the mainstream media and stalkers on social media.
He says, Richard Gadd, he didn't see you as a villain, but as somebody who is unwell and needs help.
Yeah, well, maybe he should look a bit closer to home, to himself, as someone who needs help. Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday.
I mean, the reason that internet sleuths were able to find out it was you was they found the tweets that you sent him throughout 2014. 10th of May, for example, 2014.
Yeah.
Richard Gadd, did you get my recorded delivery letter sent to the theatre, sent to arrive bank holiday Monday? So you sent him a letter then?
That was that. Sorry, you were raped, something like that. An incident,
If Richard
injunction.
Gadd is watching this, what's your message to him?
Leave me alone, please. Get a life, get a proper job. I am horrified at what you've done.
Difficulty accepting criticism. Martha reacts defensively or aggressively when faced with criticism or feedback that challenges her self-image or actions.
In the course of your relationship with Richard Gadd, you send him 41,000 emails, 350 voice messages, 744 tweets, 48 Facebook messages, and 106 letters.
That's simply not true. If somebody was sending somebody 41,000 emails or something, they'd be doing how many a day? Lots.
Well, it'd be obsessively contacting
yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
What
None
did
of
you
that's
send
true.
him?
No, none of that's true. I don't think I sent him anything.
You never sent him anything?
No. I think there may have been a couple of emails exchanging, but that was it. Just jokey banter emails.
Netflix have said that these details are the real ones. That this is exactly
completely incorrect.
So you're denying sending anything to him?
There may have been a couple of emails.
Text messages?
No.
Facebook messages?
No.
Did you tweet him?
I may have done years and years ago.
You actually tweeted him numerous times.
No, it wasn't numerous. It was about 18 tweets there or 14
It's quite a lot to someone who's not that well known.
But we were all friends. It was banter.
Right, but it establishes you were contacted. That's in public.
Yes, I mean, this
Did you write him letters?
Public, no. I think when I saw the rape interview, that's actually incorrect. What I said there, when I saw that in the Guardian, I said, "What a shame! It's not your fault." Something.
You
like
did
that.
write to him.
One later.
So, you would say you only sent him a handful of emails. You never texted him.
No.
You tweeted him 18 times. You think? You never sent a Facebook message.
That's
and
right.
you wrote him one letter.
Yeah.
So why have they got all these details here which are supported?
Who is they? Netflix.
Who has sent all these
things?
Correct.
So I'm sorry.
Who has sent all this stuff to him?
I've no idea. I think he's probably made it up himself.
I mean, you could prove, I guess, quite easily it wasn't you.
Correct.
Because it'd all be on your computer.
Yeah, correct. That's right.
Would you be happy for someone to look at that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
What do you have? What technology do you use?
Right, what technology do I use? A very, very old smartphone just now, because the other one packed up a week before moving. That's it.
Because they're all sent from an iPhone.
Yes, so...
But they believe it wasn't actually an iPhone ever being used.
Meaning what
Meaning
kind
that
of
someone
phone?
was hiding the fact that they were actually not using it. They were pretending it was from an iPhone.
I don't really understand that.
Well, people can mask where they're sending stuff from.
Okay, right, I'm not Technology Whiz Kid of the Year. I wasn't doing that either.
I mean, obviously, when you make such an emphatic denial of the central point of the story, you're basically accusing both him but also Netflix of lying about it.
I am.
And that's pretty defamatory.
It's not defamatory if it's true.
In relation to the 106 letters that he and Netflix say you sent, well, here's my point. You've admitted sending him one, and that presumably was a handwritten letter.
Could it be, are you thinking I was maybe mistaken, that I maybe did? And I've
No.
forgotten?
I'm just saying if we accept that the one that you admit to sending is in your own handwriting, he has another 105 letters in your handwriting.
Nonsense. It's nonsense.
Are you prepared for him to show that one?
He's
and the
maybe
others?
Forged things. I mean, people forge a lot of things
You
nowadays.
think he could successfully write 105 letters to himself?
Well, I certainly didn't.
No, but you admit to sending one. My point is, if it turns out the other 105 are exactly the same handwriting, wouldn't that point
Yeah, I
to
mean,
maybe...
we'd obviously bring in handwriting experts. I didn't do it.
You only ever sent one letter?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I haven't sent that guy 106 letters.
Fantasies of power or success. She may have grandiose fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, or beauty.
But you do look and sound very similar to the actress in the drama.
I haven't seen the actress. We're both Scottish. We've both got dark hair. She's considerably younger than me. I think she's about 18 years younger than me.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 58. I'm a year younger than you. And I think Martha, Jessica, the actress, is about 40, 38, 40.
It says that you told Richard Gadd that he looked like a baby reindeer toy you once had as a child, hence the name of the show.
Yeah.
Is that true?
I appear to have written most of the show in my sleep. I dressed
Did you have a baby reindeer
I
toy?
had a toy reindeer.
So that's true.
And he'd shaved his head. That bit is true. And there were reindeers in the shops. It was Christmas time or something. It was a joke. So I have inadvertently penned the name of the show.
Right. Again, there is obviously a resemblance between...
Do you think so?
Well, a bit, but
That's hardly flattery.
Well, I don't mean to flatter you or not flatter you. I just think there is a resemblance, having met you, and you both speak Scottish people. Yeah. The Sun reported an interview with Laura Ray, who you've referenced, who accused you of inappropriate behaviour whilst you worked with her. Now, the background to this is that you came into contact with the late Glasgow MP Jimmy Ray, who died aged 78 in 2013, and his solicitor wife Laura, who was 62, when she was a former Labour Party member. Mrs Ray said that she gave Aberdeen University law graduate you did graduate from Aberdeen?
Yes.
With a law degree. A trainee role at the legal firm MacPhail Lawrence Partnership in 1997. Is that true?
It was called L&L Lawrence. I think she forgets the name of her own firm. It was called L&L Lawrence.
But that's all true. She gave you a trainee job.
She lured me away from another firm. She headhunted me from another firm because she needed someone to do employment law. And I'm pretty good at employment law, so...
She had to sack you days later because you were completely incapable of behaving yourself.
I walked. Her staff were really, really rude to me. Most people, half the Labour Party, had been up there at one point or another and walked.
She then said that following you leaving, obviously very quickly, that you then harassed her. You were then known as Fiona Muir, obviously, as you said, Muir Harvey. Mrs Ray said she was so frightened she issued workers at her firm with personal alarms. You were then served an interim interdict to stop you from contacting the lawyer or her politician husband. Daily Record reported that.
She messed up, I know, and I've still to speak to David about that, the author of that Daily Record article. She didn't. She messed up. What we think, she served the initial documents and then she might... No, Laura Walker, it was certainly because I was going for parliamentary selection.
The two different, you get my point, two different people.
Yeah, but Richard Gadd has Googled that. Richard Gadd has used that as
well, that's in the drama.
Show.
Is when they find out that you had previously harassed this family.
I haven't harassed that family.
This has been our closer look at Martha Harvey from Baby Reindeer. While these behaviors align with NPD traits, it's essential to note that fictional characters may not fully represent real-world mental health conditions. And although we are all fairly certain this is a fairly accurate portrayal of a real-life human being, and the woman who has come forward is indeed the real Martha Harvey, the portrayal of Martha in Baby Reindeer serves as a narrative purpose and may not encompass the full spectrum of NPD or all the other mental health complexities. Thank you all for joining me and Rio at this closer look at Baby Reindeer and Martha Harvey. If you liked the video, please click like and subscribe, or grab a channel membership. You get some unique content and access to the Discord. Thank you all for watching, and until we meet again, please be kind, and hasta luego.